Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for your yoga practice. So my name is Marie-Hélène Dubois. I'm a certified yoga teacher and passionate about yoga, and I'm pretty sure you will be too very soon. So today's class will be an introduction to yoga. So for beginners, if you've never tried yoga or you're curious about trying it, well, this is going to be a very gentle and easy flow to just get familiar with some of the yoga postures. So no matter why you want to try yoga, if it's to get back into shape, to get out of your head, simply get rid of the stress or anxiety, and just really have a moment for yourself, these are all good reasons. And the best part about yoga is that all you need to practice is this much space. So how awesome is that? So grab onto your mat or anything that resembles a mat. So anything that's not slippery and that won't fall or won't move too much, and something comfortable. So you can also grab onto a blanket to put under your sitting bones. We're going to start by sitting down. So if you want to be more comfortable, make sure that you are. So you can have a blanket like I have here. Also, if you can bring books to use as blocks, if you do have yoga blocks, awesome. But really you can use books also. So they're about this size, just to be a little bit more comfortable and bring the floor to ourselves for some of the postures. So for today, as we are going to be doing some introduction to some yoga postures, my cues here are really suggestions, and of course, if you do not feel comfortable in any of the postures, you feel pain or anything like that, please come out of the posture back into a sitting position, standing position, whatever is comfortable for you. Just respecting your limits for today. We're going to be going very slowly, but again, everyone is different, so make sure that you listen to yourself. All right, so let's get started. All right, so welcome. So you can take your blanket if you wish, or not, really what's more comfortable for you. Bring it under your sitting bones. We're going to be sitting in the middle of our mats here. And just come into a comfortable sitting position, whatever that means for you. It can be cross-legged, you can be more open-legged, extending your legs, whatever is comfortable for you at this point. So take a seat, come into your space. Once you're sitting down and you're generally comfortable, so make sure that you have a nice long spine, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. And you can bring your hands either on your knees, keep them on your ankles, again, whatever feels natural for you in your body right now. And you can keep your eyes open or close them. So we're just going to take a few minutes to settle down, come into our space, and just bring our awareness to our breath. So breathing and our breath is very important into yoga practice. Connecting our body and our mind to our breath with every movement is very important and very essential to yoga. But for now, just breathe in and out through your nose. Just normal rhythm of breath here. And just bringing your awareness to how you're feeling right now, to your breath. And don't worry if you have 1,000 things going through your head right now. If you're planning your dinner, or if you're planning your day of work, not to worry. But just try to bring that focus back a little bit to your breath. So just gently breathing in and out through your nose. We're going to take a little longer inhale here, and when you're going to exhale, we're going to do it through the mouth here. So letting everything go. So inhale through your nose, big inhale, and just let go. Oh, that feels good. Inhale again through the nose, and just exhale. Letting out everything we don't need, and just bringing back to a normal breathing rhythm here. You can start taking a bit longer inhales and exhale if this feels comfortable for you. Relax your shoulders. You can relax also your lips, your forehead, and just really come into your space. Take 2 more mindful breaths here, really in and out. And after your second exhale, you can open your eyes if you had them closed. And we're going to be taking gently, starting to warm up the body a little bit. So we're going to be bringing the chin to our chest and just stretching a little bit our neck muscles here. So inhale, we're going to look up, and then stretching the throat muscles here. As we exhale, chin to chest again. So 2 more times at your own rhythm. As you inhale, you gaze to the ceiling, or if you're lucky, to the sky, and exhale, chin to chest. One last time. And exhale, chin to chest. Bring your head back straight. We're going to gaze over our shoulders for nose here. So gazing over the right shoulder and then over the left. So bringing movement to the neck, stretching out these muscles here. You don't need to look far, or just stop where actually your neck starts to give resistance. And back to center here. Again, we're gonna bring the chin to the chest here, and we're just gonna rock our head here from side to side. So from left to right, and just really feeling this nice neck and upper back stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and exhale through your nose. And back to center here. If you have your legs crossed, you can cross them on the other side just so you don't get tingling feet here. We're going to inhale here. Big inhale. Bring your hands over your head. And exhale back on the side here. One more time. Inhale, arms up. And this time as we exhale, we're going to do a little twist. So bringing the left hand to the right knee and bring your right hand behind your hips. You don't need to twist too much. Just really go into it a little bit. And if you can gaze over your right shoulder. Gazing at the back here. Leaving all your worries behind. And just exhale into the twist. Inhale, raising your arms all the way up again over your head. Exhale, going on to the other side. So right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind your hips. And gazing over your shoulder if you can, leaving again your worries behind. Inhale. And exhale here, back to center. From here, we're going to inhale again, arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring your hands forward in front of you and just walk your hands a little bit as far as your flexibility allows you, and try to keep your sitting bones on your mat here, on your blanket. And you can just rock yourself a little bit here from side to side, feeling out the lower back muscles here. So breathe here, inhale. And as you exhale, walking your hands back to center here. And from here, we're going to remove the blanket. If you had a blanket under your sitting bones, just leave it on the side here just so we can move into the next posture. So we're going to be facing our mat here, the front of our mat. And if you have your legs crossed here, we're going to swing ourselves forward. Place your hands on your mat so you can bring yourself onto your knees. Into the middle of your mat into a tabletop position. Now if you have sensitive knees, you can bring your blanket back under your knees, or you can even fold the back of your mat and to add a little bit more of cushioning. So coming onto a tabletop. So tabletop, you want to have your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists. So aligning here the posture. So from here, we're going to do cat-cow posture. So for cow, we're going to inhale. So lift your gaze up, lift your tailbone up and drop your navel to your mat. So inhale for cow. And as you exhale, you're going to press into your hands and you're going to round up your back like a cat here. Exhale. So a few rounds like this at your own pace. So for cow, inhale, press into your mat for cat. So really gazing back at your feet or at your navel into cat. Really great stretch here for the lower back and upper back. So a couple more times like that again, at your own rhythm. Be mindful of your neck here. You don't need to compress it when you look back. And as you exhale, really let it drop. And we're going to come back into our tabletop here. From here, we're going to open up the knees a little bit more. So maybe as wide as your mat or a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your big toes to touch together. Here we're going to come into a child's pose. So we're going to dip the hips all the way, drop them on your heels. And you're going to walk your hands forward and bringing your forehead to your mat if that's comfortable for you. If you do have a book or a block you prefer, you can always bring it here to rest your head, your forehead on your block or your book, if that's more comfortable for you. And just exhale into this child's pose, resting your head. And just exhaling here, mindful exhale and inhale. Child's pose is always a good position to come back into if ever you need to come out of a posture and just relax your whole body. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. We're going to come back up into our tabletop. So bringing the knees again to the width of our hips. We're going to bringing the hands up and lifting ourselves from the mat. So we're now just on our knees. And from here, we're going to be extending the right leg. We're going to rise the left arm all the way to the sky. Place your right hand on your extended leg, so on your right leg, and slowly start dipping onto the right. So your right hand is sliding down your right leg, and you're gently bringing your left arm over your head here. Try not to have a collapsed chest, so nice straight chest here and arm over your head. Just really open up the left side of the body. Inhale back to center here. Great job. Bring the knee back to the mat, and we're going to do the other side. So extending the left leg, raising the right arm and hand all the way to the sky, placing our left hand onto our left leg, and just gently start dipping onto the left side to open up the right side of the body here. You don't need to go too far, just really nice little stretch here for the side of the body. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, we're going to come back to center. So from here, we're going to be removing the blanket from under our knees. If you had the blanket under your knees or your mat, you can set the blanket on the side here. And from here, we're going to come back onto our knees into a tabletop. We're going to engage our back toes, our toes here, and we're going to lift our hips all the way to the ceiling or to the skies. You don't need to place your heels on your mat. You can keep your knees bent here for support. And for a downward dog, so Adho Mukha Svanasana. So this is a key posture in yoga. So to make sure you have a good posture to start with, make sure that you're engaging the four corners of your hands, but especially engage your index fingers and your thumb fingers to have a great support. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And again, make sure that you keep your knees bent here if this is a little too much for the hamstrings. Now, we can start stretching out a little bit the hamstrings. Keep your feet on your mat and just one at a time lift your heels up as if you were like pedaling into your mat here. Just feeling out your hamstrings and just really let your head go. And micro bend your elbows to protect them here, very important. And just inhale and exhale. You can move your hips a little bit, just feeling out the posture here. It might not feel comfortable at first, but with time it will. So from here you can walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat here. Your hands might lift from your mat. That's okay. If they do, keep them on your shins or on your legs. Or you can keep them on your mat here. So for a forward fold, so Uttanasana, so just let your head drop here. And just breathe in and out through your nose. And gently we're going to roll the spine all the way up. Let your hands hang here and just gently rolling up the spine. Lifting the head. And then inhaling, bringing the arms all the way up. And exhaling, arms on the side for Tadasana, so mountain pose. So a great mountain pose here. So make sure that your feet are about the width of your hips, that your big leg muscles are engaged, your core is engaged here. You want a nice long spine, very proud and tall mountain here. And just inhale and exhale, just finding your posture, feeling it. Feeling the earth under your toes and your feet really, and just feel grounded. Inhale, raising your arms all the way up. And as you exhale, we're going to come into a little twist. So your left arm in front of you extended and your right arm extended in the back. Try to keep your hips facing the front of your mat and just gaze at your back hand, so your right hand. Inhale, back to center. And exhale on the other side. So arms parallel to your mat, from right hand in front, back hand in the back, left hand in the back, sorry. And inhale, back to center here. Arms all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the arms down on the side. On our next inhale here, we're going to step the right leg back. So inhale, step your right leg back about 4 to 3 feet in between your feet right now. hip width, and lift your back toe here from your mat. So make sure that your hips are facing the front of your mat, and make sure that your front knee is stacked over your left ankle. And from here, we're going to inhale, raising the arms all the way up. Relax your shoulders for a high crescent, and inhale. Take time to find your balance and comfort into this position. And from here, as we exhale, so we're gonna rotate our back heel back onto our mat. So right now, my right toes, so your back toes are pointing towards the front right of your mat. Don't move the front of your front foot. And as you exhale, we're going to open up the arms so they're parallel to the mat here. So this is bringing my hips into a external rotation here. And my hands are parallel to the mat, palms facing down and gazing forward. Try to open up the chest, shoulders align with your wrists, and inhale for warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. As you inhale, you're going to flip the front palm here. So the left hand is facing now the ceiling. Inhale, we're going to bring the right hand here, the back hand, onto a right leg for a reverse warrior. Inhale, bringing the left arm all the way over the head here. And as we exhale, we're going to windmill the hands here all the way down to the mat. Here, you can bring your blocks if you have them close. And if it feels more comfortable for you, for this low lunge here. And as you exhale, we're gonna bring the right knee, so to the mat here. We're gonna bring the top of the foot, of the back foot, also on our mats. And as we're gonna inhale, we're gonna lift our chest, inhale, arms all the way up for Anjaneyasana. Inhale and exhale. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, bringing your hands back onto your block or onto your mat here, we're going to lift the knee from the mat here back into our low lunge and come back into our high crescent. So lifting the arms all the way up. Your back heel is off your mat. And again, exhale back into your lunge here. And back onto your knee. You can remove the blocks from the side if you have them, And we're gonna come back onto both knees. So we're back into our tabletop position. We're gonna come back into our child's pose. So you can open up your knees for a child's pose wide. Bring your big toes to touch and bring your hips back onto your heels and walk your hands above your head here. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to lift back up into our tabletop, bringing our knees back to the width of our hips, engaging the toes and lifting our hips for downward dog. Now you know this posture. Back into our downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale and exhale. Again, it's okay if your heels don't touch your mat, just protecting your lower back and your hamstrings here. Just go where your body allows you to go right now. And again, we're gonna walk to the front of our mats. Back into our forward fold, Uttanasana. So you can keep your hands on your shin if this is more comfortable for you. Even on your legs here, really respecting your limits. And exhaling to Uttanasana, just relaxing your head. And inhale, so bringing the arms all the way up, lifting your back here, lifting the head, arms over your head. into mountain pose. Bring your hands together into a prayer to heart center here as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, bringing your hands into prayer to heart center. Finding your mountain here, grounding your feet. And from here, we're going to inhale, arms all the way up. We're going to bring the left leg back. So for a high crescent on the left. So with your left leg back, so your back heel is off your mat. Your front knee is stacked over your ankle. Inhale with your arms all the way up for high lunge, high crescent. And as you exhale, you're going to rotate and place your back heel onto your mat so this means now that your toes, your back toes are pointing the left corner of your mat. And as you exhale, we're going to come into our warrior two. So find your posture here. You can adjust it. You can make it wider. You can make it longer, wherever feels comfortable for your body. But just always make sure that your front knee is stacked over your ankle and it's not going over your toes, which can really damage your knee. And that your knee is not inside or outside of your alignment with your your front ankle. And always make sure that your back toes are pointing to the corner of your mat here. So placing your hands parallel, your arms parallel to your mat, gazing forward, opening up the chest. Inhale, finding your warrior two, and exhale. Next inhale, you're going to flip the front palm. Inhale, and you're going to bring the right arm over your head, bringing your left hand to your left leg. Inhale for reverse warrior. And as you exhale, we're going to windmill the hands here all the way down to your mat. Again, here you can bring your blocks if you feel more comfortable. For a low lunge, you can bring also your knee right away to your mat. Or you can just inhale and exhale here into a low lunge. And exhale, bringing your back knee, so your left knee to your mat. Bringing the top of your back foot onto your mat here. And as you inhale, we're going to raise the arms all the way up for Anjaneyasana on this side. Inhale and exhale, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, bringing your hands back onto your mat, on the side of your right foot or onto your blocks. We're going to engage your back toes, the toes here, and lift the heel off the mat here. Inhale and exhale into a low lunge. And from here, we're going to bring the back foot all the way to the front of our mat here into a forward fold. So you know this one, Uttanasana. So just relaxing your head here. You can keep your hands on your block, on the mat, or on your shins, respecting your limits here. And inhale all the way back to a tall mountain. Arms up and hands into prayer to heart center. Exhale. Again, we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale again into a forward fold. Hands on your mat or on your blocks here. We're going to inhale, monkey pose. So we're going to press into our blocks here or the mat or your shins. We're going to lift the head here, straighten the legs. You can keep your micro bend into your knees, but make sure you have a nice straight back and gazing forward. For halfway lift or monkey pose. Exhale back into a forward fold. And inhale again into halfway lift. And as you exhale here, you can remove the blocks here. We're going to gently walk the feet back. Place your hands on your mat. Walk your feet back here into a plank pose. So you want to have your feet back here as wide as your hips. You can keep your knees on your mat here if this is more comfortable for you, or lifting your heels into your full plank. Make sure that you press yourself away from your mat. You don't want to have collapsed shoulders, so making space in between your shoulder blades, engaging your hands here. So you can always come onto your knees. So we're going to come into a low push-up. So gently coming down, keeping your elbows really close to your body here. You can drop your navel to your mat here, extending your legs, and we're going to press ourselves up with our hands for a cobra. Gazing up. You don't need to go too far here. Be careful with your neck and your lower back. And exhale back down. Inhale, lifting your head, helping yourself with your hands here. Try to have your lower back muscles work a little bit. And exhale all the way back down. From here, we're going to inhale, lifting our chest, lifting our hips, and coming back into our child's pose. Taking a few breaths here, taking the time to really come into this beautiful practice here that you are trying out for today. And from here, we're going to inhale, come back into a tabletop position. We're going to cross our ankles here, one over the other, and come into a sitting position. So just roll back on over your ankles and come into a sitting position to the middle of your mat. If you can adjust yourself here. Bring both of your feet flat onto your mat. You can keep your hands on your knees here. You can wrap your forearms here around your knees. Just keep your hands on your knees if this is more comfortable for you. And we're going to inhale, gaze up, and exhale, rounding the back here. Again, like the beginning cat-cow, but a modified one. Inhale, and exhale, rounding the back. One more time. Inhale for cow. And exhale, coming back to the center. Back straight here. We're going to bring our hands behind our legs. And we're going to gently come down onto our mats here for our cool down or the resting period here. So keep both of your feet here onto your mat. Bring your hands closer to your body, arms extended on the side of the body. And when you inhale, press into your feet and lift your hips all the way to the ceiling here. Chin away from your chest, and exhale, hips back all the way down to your mat. So 2 more times like that. Inhale, lifting your hips. And exhale all the way back down. One last time. And exhale all the way down. From here, we're going to bring the right ankle over the left leg. We're going to lift the left foot off the mat here and bring your hands, interlace fingers, or behind your leg, your left leg, or over your left shin if this is comfortable for you. Curl your toes towards your knees and gently pulling your left leg towards your chest. So this is a great stretch for the outer side of the hip here, the right hip. Inhale and exhale. And releasing the left foot onto your mat, we're going to switch like here. So bringing the left ankle over your right leg, bringing your hands either behind your leg to pull it or over your shin with your fingers interlaced, curling your toes towards your shins, and pulling gently on the right leg. Inhale and exhale. Exhale, releasing the right foot onto your mat. And from here, we're going to do, I love this, it's called windshield wipe. So bring your feet to about the width of your mat here, bringing your hands a little bit away from your body, and you're just going to drop your knees to the mat from left to right. So like windshield wipers. That's very good to just relax the lower back, release any stress from the lower back muscles. Go your own rhythm here. And inhale back to center. From here, we're going to come into our last posture, which is called Shavasana. So in yoga, Shavasana really means a resting pose. It's the time to really just take in all that you've done for today. So we're going to be extending both legs. You'll see it's a very hard position. Extending both legs, flipping the palms towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Let your feet part here and just really find complete comfort. Really relaxing your shoulders, relaxing all of the body parts here, and just melting into your mat for Shavasana. Here you can keep your eyes open, you can close them. Again, this is really just the time to really relax and take this moment to thank yourself for coming onto your mat and practicing yoga today, and just reflecting on all the good work you've done for today. Inhale and exhaling through your nose. You can stay for 3, 4, 10, 20 minutes in Shavasana. It's as much time as you have for this relaxing moment. For today, we're just going to stay a few minutes here. So just take the time. Bring the awareness back to your breath. And just let everything go. Relaxing your forehead, your jaw, your arms, your legs, your lower back. Nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, and again, you can stay as long as you can or wish into Shavasana. But when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, you can open your eyes if you had them closed and just bring movement back to the hands and toes. Bringing movement back to the body. And just rolling onto one side here into a fetus position. Just taking the time, gently pressing yourself back up into a sitting position. You can come back to the middle of your mat. bringing your hands into prayer, to heart center. Thank you so very much for joining me for this yoga practice, for this introduction to basic yoga postures. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope to see you next time. May you be happy and have peace and compassion for yourself and for others. Namaste.